What's up guys, Curtis here and welcome to my second episode of Arsenal FC Potential FIFA 14 rating. So if you haven't already seen the first episode, we looked through the goalkeeper and the four main defenders. Today we're going to be looking at our most likely starting centre mids, wingers and striking roles. And then in the next episode, what I want you guys to do is put in the comments down below for the players that aren't in the usual starting 11 that you would like to see me do potential ratings of. So for example, ones I didn't include already, so Nacho Monreal, Jenkins, Chamberlain, which ones particularly do you want to see? Put a comment down below and maybe we will do them in the next episode. But before we get stuck into it, what I do want to say is if you guys want a fast and reliable coin service, check out utcointraders.com. There is a link to them in the description down below. But anyway, on to the first player. So first up we have El Capitano, Mikel Arteta, the captain of the club, and to be honest, he deserves an upgrade. He has had a fantastic season. He has had the best pass completion rate in the Premier League, I believe, just ahead of Carrick by the tiniest little margin. He has been fantastic, and for that reason I've given him an overall boost of +2. His pace at a -2 because he's taken a more of a holding midfield role as every game goes on, and he is moving less and less every single one, and you don't really see him sprinting around too much. I've given him a dribbling of +1 because his dribbling has just been fantastic. He's really solid at holding the ball, and that's why 85 is perfect. 81 shooting. Now, he scored 6 goals last season, I believe, in the league, that is. I believe all of them were penalties, so there you go. But penalties are included in your shooting. +3 defending because he's playing a very defensive role and doing some great tackling. And also +3 passing for him because his passing, like I said, has been exceptional. And no change to his heading. Next up, we have Super Jackie Wilshere. And again, I've given him a +1 overall boost. Now, he hasn't had the most amazing season. I love him, but to be honest with you, at times he wasn't as good as everyone hoped he would be. Now obviously he is very injury prone, but when he has been around I do think he has played very well. So I've given him a +1 overall rating, +2 on his pace because he seems to be doing more and more bombing runs, especially as he's playing more advanced like attacking mid roles. I've given him a +2 dribbling because it is so frequent that you will see him get the ball and dribble past players with so much ease. -2 shooting because it is quite rare that he actually scores goals. He scored 1 or 2 really nice long shots this season, but not that many goals to be honest. Maybe 66 shooting is a little bit lower than it could be, but I don't know. +2 for his defending because he's always putting in amazing tackles. +3 for his passing because his passing has been exceptional. And again, no change to his heading at all. Next up we have Lucas Podolski. I haven't changed his overall whatsoever. I have however moved him from a centre forward over to a left wing. Now I believe his pace has gone down a little bit. He particularly his stamina, he does seem to be tired so quickly, and it looked from like until about March that he didn't even look match fitness. Crazy to think he could go so far through a season without looking fit, and I think he was the first player to go like 20 games not finishing a single one of them. But I've knocked his pace down a bit. His dribbling has gone up 1. I just think he's been really well at holding the ball out on the wing. His shooting has stayed the same. I was considering lowering it, but he still has scored a good amount of goals. His defending has gone up 5 because surprisingly when he has gone back to help the defence out in his left wing role, he has actually done an alright job when he eventually gets back there. His passing I've put up 4 because he's been crossing a lot, and just like most people, his heading has stayed exactly the same. Next up we have Santi Cazorla, possibly our best player last season, and that is why I've put him all the way up to an 87. I've given his overall rating a +3. Now he was fantastic last season. He was one of the top players in the league. He was nominated for Player of the Year, and in my opinion, it might be slightly biased, but I do think he did have a very good season. I've tried to stay as unbiased as possible in these. That was one of the things a lot of people said in the previous episode, was how unbiased I stayed, so hopefully that still remains in this episode. But I've given Cazorla the +3. His pace I've put up 2 because he does seem to run around a lot, especially when he's playing the wider wing roles. I've put his dribbling up 4 because his dribbling has been exceptional. Like Wilshere, the amount of players he beats with the ball at his feet is insane. His shot I've put up to 83 because he has scored a lot of goals last season. No defending boost. His passing has gone up 3 because again his passing has been exceptional. And I've also bumped his heading up because, believe it or not, he's actually scored quite a few headers, like 4 or 5 last season, which is crazy. But anyway, on to Walcott now. So Walcott actually had a really good season. He's always been one of those players that in my opinion I've never really rated until this year. I think he's had a really good season, and I think finally starting to get a bit of recognition as well. I do sometimes think he is overrated by some people, but I do think however he does deserve an 84 on FIFA after last season. So I've knocked his pace down 1 because quite frankly he isn't 96 pace. There's players quicker than him like Aubameyang, like Miyachi. He's quick, but he's not insanely quick. His dribbling I've put up 3 because before I felt like his dribbling was one of his main issues, where the only way he could get past a player was by knocking it past them and running into them and hoping for the best. But now it seems to be he's a bit better with the ball at his feet and he can actually take it past players. I've bumped his shooting up massively to 77. He scored a lot of goals this season, particularly when he'd been playing in the striking role, but cutting inside he scored a very nice amount of goals. So I think putting it up to 77 is very, very fair indeed, considering the amount of players with better shot that scored a lot less in the league than him last season. And last but not least, I haven't changed his heading, just like most players on the team. Finally, we have Olivier Giroud. Now, I really struggled to decide what to do on this one, and I spent a long time really thinking about it, and I thought 82 is actually quite fair. When you're looking at players like Darren Bent, I think he's got 82, and Adebayor has got 82, I can't help but feel that Giroud kind of deserves that, because he hasn't been amazing, he hasn't set the world on fire, but he has scored goals. He's got 12, I believe, quite a lot of assists in the Champions League, and you look at these players that, quite frankly, have had a horrendous season, have been horrendous for a few years, and have higher ratings than him. So I bumped him up 2 in his overall. I bumped his pace up by 1. He's just seemed to be a bit more athletic this season. He's got into better shape. His dribbling, I've put up 3. He's been fantastic at holding the ball up. That has basically been the main thing he's been good at, is when we've knocked the ball up to him, he has been able to keep hold of it for a little while, which is really quite important when you're a lone striker. Shooting, I've put up 1. I think he's had a few really good chances. At the same time, he has wasted a lot of chances, but there's nothing you can really do about that. Defence, I've kept the same, and his passing, I've bumped up 5, because again, with him being the lone striker, it seems a lot of the time the ball goes up to him, he controls the ball down and then plays it off to the wingers, and I think his passing has actually been quite impressive. And same with his heading, I've bumped it up 1, because he has won a lot of headers. Now, I do want to reiterate, guys, this is completely my opinion, and I know for a fact some of you guys will disagree with some of these ratings, but that is just the way it is. If everyone had the same opinion, the world would be boring, wouldn't it? So let me know in the comments down below, guys, what other ones you would like to see me do, what other players you'd like to see me do. Thank you very much for watching, though. I hope you guys did enjoy it. If we could reach 500 likes, I will be doing the next one tomorrow. Thanks again for watching. Have a nice day, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.